My name is Johnson, and this is my senior seminar project for my 2017 capstone experience. I chose to do my senior seminar capstone at Auntie Retta's playground. My site supervisor was Loretta Jacobs Benjamin, and my professor is Cynthia Martin. I chose to do my capstone experience at Auntie Retta's playground because it's something in my community, and it's someone that I know and I want to give back and help my community and help her with her business. One of the many things that she had me do while during my capstone experience was help her work on her child and safety and provisions, seeing how she was currently in the transition of moving to a new facility. One of the first things I did at Auntie Retta's playground was redo the prevention of injuries sheet. This was important because I not only had to go over what were injuries and what we had to prevent, but I had to do it and graph it and redesign it into a style that better fit the daycare and had a more child-friendly environment to it. I also had to go around and plug in all the plugs with blockers and make sure that the gate was always closed to the upstairs and go around and make sure all the safety provision was in tool. One thing I also did was recreate the emergency contact list, which gives you numbers to all the government officials that you may need to use, including doctors, emergency, police, and fire. One of the many other things I had to do was create a contact list for the kids' parents, and I also had to learn the allergies and put it all on paper and hang it up on the walls in case there was ever an emergency and we had to contact a parent and make sure that it was in an important spot so everyone could see upon arriving to this. One of the most unusual things I had to do during my internship was go to a CPR class with Loretta that she was required to go through during my session. This was interesting because I learned the CPR and I learned what to do in cases of emergency if a child or Loretta herself were to ever have an emergency and I needed to take care of it before proper authorities could get there. Another thing I did during my internship was go over the meal plans and do the day-to-day meal and monthly meal plans for the students. The first step to this process was to talk to Loretta and go over what ingredients and what she wanted to cook and what we could be able to cook for the week and for the month. And doing the day-to-day meal plan wasn't necessarily my job since I wasn't there day-to-day. But when I was there, I had to do it and fill in the proper details of what was made for the day and when it was made during that day. I also had to do the monthly reports of what was had for breakfast, lunch, snacks, and supper. This was difficult because many of the kids just wanted to continue to eat what they've had for snack, breakfast, and lunch. But we had to stick to a meal plan and go from the details that we already established. One of the many other things I had to do was redo her list of students that she had, seeming that we were going through a transition phase and she was getting and losing students at a rapid speed. So I had to redo the forms and make sure they was up to date. I also had to do the day-to-day attendance. I recorded what time the kids came in and I recorded what time they left and who they left with. During my internship, I also went on a lot of interviews with various people who own their own daycares and preschools around the community. I talked to them about what they do to help improve their community, to help and see what Auntie Retta could do to improve her business and also establish a firm grip in the community and show that she's not only a businesswoman, but she cares and wants to give back to her community. Another thing that I did was talk to many parents and see if they felt that their kid was getting a proper education and what we could improve or what we should change about Auntie Retta's playground. During my time at New England College, I've acquired many skills to help me throughout this process of my internship, one being communication skills. I exemplified the skills when I had to do interviews with the students' parents and daycares around the community to see how we could better influence and better promote Auntie Retta's business into the community. Another skill that my education at New England College has taught me is organization skills, which I exemplified when I had to do spreadsheets for the attendance and meal plans for the week and the month. Another thing I used was analytical skills when I had to fill out the day-to-day spreadsheets and I had to fill out the monthly and weekly meal plans, and also when going over what we could and what we couldn't produce for meals for the week and the month. Another aspect that I learned was business law, which helped do the contracts and helped me understand what I was signing and what I needed to do to be able to complete my internship. Lastly, and probably the most important skill that I learned during my time in New England College is time management. Learning how to spread my time from school, internship, and homework, and all my other responsibilities. My time and skills that I've learned here at New England College has helped me with this internship tremendously and will help me in my future endeavors as I graduate from New England College and enter the workforce.